As we enter the final months of 2022, a turbulent year for Xbox with major delays and careful announcements, Microsoft is cautious with a $70 billion agreement on the line to acquire Activision and Blizzard, with every merger and regulatory commission across the world looking into the deal with a microscope. Phil Spencer has been taking to interviews and a new press release that paints a picture of Xbox leading and guiding the industry into a better place. But a major commission like the UK does not agree. Today, the UK Regulatory Commission has expressed their concerns over Microsoft's Xbox market power over PlayStation and Nintendo, with Xbox having the most studios, the best class service in Game Pass, and the most robust and competitive online gaming service with xCloud, even going as far to say that Xbox's market position and offers make console sales less competitive next to PlayStation, that is still outselling the Xbox by around 10%. The Competition and Markets Authority in the UK put out a new statement of concern for the Xbox merger with Activision and Blizzard. They said, "Following our Phase 1 investigation, we are concerned that Microsoft could use its control over popular games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft post-merger to harm rivals, including recent and future rivals in multi-game subscription services and cloud gaming. If our current concerns are not addressed, we plan to explore this deal in an in-depth Phase 2 investigation to reach a decision that works in the interests of UK gamers and businesses." Close quote. The CMA said Microsoft and Activision Blizzard now have until September 8th to submit proposals addressing its concerns, and that if suitable proposals are not received, then the deal will be referred for further investigation. Phase 2 investigations see the CMA in the UK appoint an independent panel to scrutinize deals in further detail and evaluate if they are more likely than not to result in a substantial lessening of competition. In its summary of the Phase 1 of its investigation, the CMA in the UK said, quote, "It is concerned that if Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard, it could harm rivals, including recent and future entrants into gaming, by refusing them access to Activision Blizzard games or providing access on much worse terms," close quote. The interesting part of this, as we have learned from Hoag's Law and other experts in merger and acquisition law, is that exclusivity is not a substantial part of the merger and acquisition approval process. But here the CMA has been showing great concern that Xbox's market position with big games like Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Diablo will establish an in-house name that will make Xbox a market force that PlayStation and Nintendo cannot compete with. They also stated, quote, "The CMA has also received evidence about the potential impact of combining Activision Blizzard with Microsoft's broader ecosystem. Microsoft already has a leading gaming console, the Xbox, a leading cloud platform in Azure, and leading PC operating system with Windows OS, all of which could be important to its success in cloud gaming. The CMA is concerned that Microsoft could leverage Activision Blizzard's games together with Microsoft's strength across console, cloud, and PC operating systems to damage competition in the nascent market for cloud gaming services," close quote. What the CMA is failing to recognize, or showing that they do not have the information, that Xbox is bringing all of their new games in their previous studios and newly acquired studios available to any device, available to billions of gamers across the world. Well, in fact, to any device except for a PlayStation console. Right now, you can play any new game on an Android or iOS mobile device or tablet, play games on a Samsung TV and newer TVs with a gaming cloud streaming app on nearly any PC through the Edge browser with cloud, games released on Steam and Windows PC, and also playing on the cloud on old Xbox One consoles and playing natively on the Xbox Series S and X consoles. Responding to the CMA's decision, Microsoft President and Vice Chair Brad Smith said, quote, "We're ready to work with the CMA on the next steps and address any of its concerns. Sony, as the industry leader, says it is worried about Call of Duty, but we've said we are committed to making the game available on the same day on both Xbox and PlayStation. We want people to have more access to games, not less," close quote. In a recent Bloomberg interview published last week, Xbox's boss Phil Spencer expressed confidence in the progress Microsoft is making toward its planned acquisition of Activision Blizzard, although he admitted he was in uncharted territory given the scale of the deal, as reported by VGS. Phil Spencer told Bloomberg, "I feel good about the progress that we've been making, but I go into the process supportive of people who maybe aren't as close to the gaming industry asking good, hard questions about what is our intent? What does this mean? If you play it over 5 years, is this constricting a market? Is it growing a market?" Currently, Microsoft and Xbox have 8 days to respond to the CMA's concerns and address the issues that will come with this merger and acquisition. This morning, Phil Spencer put out a press release on the Xbox Live blog, and he said, quote, "Game developers around the world are creating innovative and groundbreaking games. We think we can do more to bring those experiences to the billions of players everywhere. Our announcement in January that we intend to acquire Activision Blizzard was an important milestone in our journey to do so. Since then, regulators, game developers, and players have been asking what the acquisition means for the industry and, most importantly, for the players. While we love consoles, we recognize that they are not the only way to play games. Today, the largest and fastest growing segment of gaming is mobile platforms. To reach the billions of players where they are and no matter what device they play on, we need to embrace choice. Giving players choice in how they play their games, making gaming more accessible, leads to a larger, more vibrant community of players. Choice is equally important to developers. Developers benefit from having a diversity of distribution and business models for their games. Choice unlocks opportunities for innovation and enables the industry to grow. We are expanding choice in 2 ways: through the creation of Game Pass, which gives players a subscription option, and by bringing more games to mobile platforms, including through our cloud gaming technology. Subscription services like Game Pass make gaming more affordable and help players from all over the world find their next favorite game. Game Pass empowers developers to bring more games to more players, not fewer. We intend to make Activision Blizzard's much-loved library of games, including Overwatch, Diablo, and Call of Duty, available in Game Pass, and to grow those gaming communities by delivering even more value to players. We hope to continue growing Game Pass, extending its appeal to mobile phones and any connected device. Bringing more games to mobile platforms, however, requires new capabilities. The expertise that the teams at Activision Blizzard bring in developing games for mobile platforms will help us understand how to create games that engage players around the world. In addition, we hope that players will be eager to play traditional console games from Activision Blizzard on other platforms via our cloud game streaming technology. This promises to open up mobile gaming, creating new distribution opportunities for game developers outside of mobile app stores while delivering compelling and immersive experience for players by using the power of the cloud. And we can extend the joy of playing to devices that people already own, including smart TVs and laptops. In doing so, we will pursue a principled path. We've heard that this deal might take franchises like Call of Duty away from places where people currently play them. That's why, as we have said before, we are committed to making the same version of Call of Duty available on PlayStation on the same day the game launches elsewhere. We will continue to enable players to play with each other across platforms and across devices. We know players benefit from this approach because we've done it with Minecraft, which continues to be available on multiple platforms and has expanded to even more since Mojang joined Microsoft in 2014. As we extend our gaming storefront across new devices and platforms, we will make sure that we do so in a manner that protects the ability of developers to choose how to distribute their games. We will continue to engage with regulators with a spirit of transparency and openness as they review this acquisition. We respect and welcome the hard questions that are being asked. The gaming industry today is robust and dynamic. Industry leaders including Tencent and Sony continue to expand their deep and extensive library of games, as well as other entertainment brands and franchises, which are enjoyed by players everywhere. We believe that a thorough review will show that the combination of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard will benefit the industry and the players. For all the players and game developers out there, you remain at the center of everything we do, and we will continue to listen to your feedback and do everything we can to nurture this industry we all love. One major question on the mind of gaming fans is the exclusivity of major IPs that are drawn to Xbox from this merger from Activision and Blizzard. The statement here that Phil outlines has been available on multiple platforms. Xbox intends to keep new Call of Duty titles releasing on PlayStation, but Overwatch, Diablo, and more from these studios are not outlined on PlayStation, and it is implied that only Call of Duty will remain on PlayStation. Blizzard's new survival RPG will only be on Xbox devices and services, and the same goes for Bethesda, even with big games like Elder Scrolls 6. And I'll have to remind you again that Xbox games are available on nearly any device, any screen that you can play games, except for a PlayStation, even some first-party games going to the Nintendo Switch. And until PlayStation is ready to accept Game Pass onto their console, we won't see major exclusives from Xbox on the PlayStation 5. Also in this deal, as many existing games that are available from Activision and Blizzard on Xbox and playable will go to Game Pass, with rumors that the Xbox back compat team may have some of the Xbox 360 titles ready in back compat to add to the service as well. Xbox is leading the industry in almost every imaginable facet, and that guidance has changed the market approach in positive ways that benefit gaming consumers with more choice and allowing their purchases to go further. While PlayStation is breaking out of a walled garden they built for decades to go more multi-platform, Xbox is willing to keep a couple of major IPs on other platforms, and the segmented market will grow into a more unified gaming platform. And that is something any regulator should approve. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. This news broke very early, and it has been a long process of seeing Xbox fight back, explain, justify, and show what their intent is with Activision and Blizzard. And recently, some of the news we've heard is that mobile gaming is the major reason why Activision and Blizzard is coming to Xbox, a market where they haven't been able to have a strong presence, as well as PC. So we're going to see big major changes, but to see friction from the UK, a place where typically PlayStation and Nintendo are the top selling consoles, the most sold games on those platforms, seeing them worried about how big Microsoft and Xbox are getting. This is an industry-changing situation right here where no one was able to see this coming, especially the diehard fanboys that thought that console was the only place to play and that the few leftovers were playing on PC and that people only played Candy Crush on their mobile phone. But we are evolving. Think about right now how you listen to most of your music. I only listen to my music through streaming. I watch almost all of my video, movie, and TV content streaming, and I don't miss the physical disc or having a device to play those on anymore. We're moving on and we're moving up, but I think consoles will always have a place, and we'll definitely see a PS6 and the next Xbox console in about 6 to 8 years from now. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content. And if you want to further support the work that we're doing here on the Colteastwood channel, you can join the channel membership or Patreon. Either of those will get you early access to videos before they go up and get you entered into monthly merch giveaways. Also, there is the X&C Podcast Gaming Club on Xbox, and channel members who are in that tier will get invited into there to play games, talk, hang out, and learn more about insight of what's going on. And even more insight is available to you as the X&C Podcast. There I'm with my really good friend Gaz from Game On Daily, and Monday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we will discuss for about an hour or 2 hours what's going on in the gaming week. But I won't be there next week. I'll be at PAX in Seattle checking out the gaming convention and hopefully meeting some of you, so keep an eye out for me. I want to know what you think about this Activision and Blizzard response from the UK Regulatory Commission. Where do you think it's going? What's going to happen next? Let me know in the comment section. While you're there, people are already fighting today because the UK Regulatory Commission said that Xbox is a force to be reckoned with, and PlayStation just said this the other day. So let me know in the comment section. While you're there, please remember, be nice.